Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, I thought I'd go through a baker's dozen comic issues from DC Comics, all featuring Superman in some way. It's not necessarily a Superman title, but he is the lead in most of it, though. Okay? This is from a random bit. I just went out in one of my boxes, and this is not even the box that I normally have most of my Superman title comics in, and found this big old handful right together of various Superman stories. So we start off with Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. This is number 82 from 1965. Cover by Curt Swan. This is this is the Silver Age silliness, but not as much as some of them were. And here is Jimmy as a wrestler, and he's got Superman in a submission hold, featuring the unbeatable Jimmy Olsen. and the interior art. This is a real rough copy. You see it's a good reader. The whole bottom corner there of the cover is missing. With interior art by Curt Swan. Great Curt Swan. He's my favorite Superman artist. He's a great draftsman in general. Of course, it's Jimmy Olsen's story, and Superman is usually a secondary character, and usually appears at the last minute to save the day. It has two stories in it. Here we are with the unbeatable Jimmy Olsen. And you can see all that. And then we follow that up. That was a 12 center. Goes way back. 12 cents. Then we have 1974. Superman 273. Again, this is with a Nick Cardy cover. But it is Curt Swan interior pencils. Who did and Vince Coletta did the inks. See, you can't go anywhere without seeing Vince Coletta from these old days. And ads. Either try and find a double page spread, double page that doesn't have the ads on it. Curt Swan, the best Superman penciler ever, in my opinion. And of course, this is Wizard with the Golden Eye. Said, "You're not number one in our book anymore. We've got a new superhero in town." Then we jump ahead about another decade or so to this is the special collector's edition, Man of Steel number 1, 75 cents, from 1986, and I have two copies, different covers. And this is the reboot, the John Byrne reboot of Superman from 1986. And John Byrne wrote and drew it. This is more descriptive. Here, see the destruction of Krypton, and then we cut to teenage Clark Kent playing football. I go, playing football? He couldn't play football. Well, here he did. Because remember, in this version, his powers developed over time. And that's how they did that with the Smallville TV show. That's why, he was growing up trying to come to terms with his powers. Here he is learning to fly. John Byrne. And of course, the Man of Steel in that reboot story was a 6-part miniseries. With this bunch, anyway, I don't have all 6 issues. I think I've got another set of all of them outside. But then here is issue number 5, and this is having Bizarro, and I like this interpretation of Bizarro better than the Golden Age and Silver Age stuff, and the which was just silly, and I like it better than the later interpretations of Bizarro as well. There's an ad by Cosmic Boy, his solo miniseries. And this is interesting. Oh yeah, of course, again, written and drawn by John Byrne. But this issue is interesting because it has an insert on slick paper. This is with the introduction of the toy line of, what was it, from Hasbro? I don't remember. Kenner, Mask. And it has an insert with 5 or 6 page comic story of the Mask characters. Mask. It had the animated TV series, followed up with a catalog of Mask items, both toys and other merchandise. Then it's back to our regularly scheduled Superman story. And that's issue number 5, 1986. And then here's issue 6, 1986. And this is the issue in which Superman finally learns about his Kryptonian heritage. And he learns that about Lana Lang, how she had loved him. Remember, in this interpretation, he told Lana Lang about his superpowers before he left Smallville and became Superman over time. So he's getting stuff. And this is, I remember John Byrne in an interview saying that he wished that he had not shown the destruction of Krypton and Clark coming to Earth in the beginning. Wish he had just shown him as Clark Kent growing up and becoming Superman, and then revealing, well, as he did here, his origin, his true alien origin. I guess this is when he had showed it. He showed it before. Anyway, and then this has another insert as well. This is just a smaller one, and this is a little comic teaser insert for the new Wonder Woman title, in which Wonder Woman was being rebooted about at the same time that Superman was being rebooted. And when this is a problem because they should have, because they had maintained some of some of the other characters, and they should have rebooted all of their major characters at the same time, because that had caused a problem later when they rebooted Hawkman. And then we go to, this was what, 1994, and this is a one-shot. Actually, it's a graphic novel, and it's Superman Under a Yellow Sun, a novel by Clark Kent. And even is in the title page, and it's autographed by Clark Kent. And even here, the inside title page, it has a dedication from Clark Kent, and it says portions have appeared in the Daily Planet, etc. It does go 1994 DC Comics, but it's as if it were an actual book, and it is a Superman story, but it's interspersed. See, at this time, Clark Kent was also a novelist, as well as his newspaper reporter, and it is interspersed with it's a Superman story interspersed with segments from the novel written by Clark Kent, which are kind of paralleling the story of the Superman story. And they have different creators for different segments to give that different look. Then we go to, that was 94. This is what, 96, I think it was. Superman in Action Comics. So it's Action Comics. This is 96. This was 719. Yeah. Action Comics 719. And this is guest starring Batman as Batman. So this is John Bogdanov art, I think. Here's an ad for Batman Forever. Tells you when. And here you can see the interior art. Whoops. Well, went straight to the floor. And it has more, and then an ad for Batman Adventures, Batman and Robin Adventures. So many ads. All you can get is ads. But here this time, all the ads, most of the ads are mostly house ads or and the like on the interior. Well, and they had Superman, Batman had a little bit of a conflict there. Then we go to, that was 96, 97. 1997. The amalgam era. And this is when Marvel and DC were together and had a mini series of called Amalgam Comics, in which they mashed up their characters. In this case, it's Super Soldier, so it's a mashup of Superman and Captain America, which are two of the most iconic superheroes. I can get past some ads. Oh my gosh, all I can get is ads. Every other page is an ad. Because here you get an example, because he looks like he has more of the powers of Superman and acting like Captain America. He even has his shield is the Superman shield. There, we finally get a double-page spread that doesn't have an ad on it. And who are the creators in this? Mark Waid, Dave Gibbons. So it's some really nice stuff. And his origin parallels Captain America's, but his powers are those of Superman. Okay. And here we have Superman Adventures Annual, #1, also from 97, I think. No, this had to be it later. Yeah, it is 97. I didn't realize that the animated series had started that early. And this has got Joe Stanton doing the pencils. Of course, it's in the style of the animated series, which is a really good series. And I liked the Superman Adventures, the comic based on that. Hilary Bader is the the writer. Joe Stanton, penciler, and Dan Davis, inker. Lots of supers. So I have many versions of Superman. And here we have, I think it's from the same year. I think. Oh, this is 98. 1998. Superman Forever, #1. This was a mini-series, I think. Was it a mini-series or was it a one-shot? No, it was a one-shot. And it fit into their regular continuity because it has so when they were doing the corner IDs with the numbers, telling you which issue, so that they would have a total of 52 by the end of the year. Because there was a Superman title coming out every week. So this is Superman Forever with various creators. This is basically like an annual. So this features Supergirl in there as well. But a great Alex Ross painted cover. And of course, that's an iconic image and painting. It has been used many times elsewhere. Then we skip to 2001. 2001. This is Just Imagine Stan Lee's Superman. This is they had another little series in which Stan Lee did his take, more or less his Marvel take, on some DC characters. In this case, it was Superman. He's still alien stuff here. And this is, I think, the only thing I've ever seen from DC drawn, aside from Superman Spider-Man crossover, was drawn by Big John Buscema. Drawing his Stan Lee's interpretation of Superman. And so the details and stuff are different. Still the alien though. And then we finish this off with, from 2012. This is Smallville #1, season 11. So this now they had a Smallville comic book for a couple of years during the time that the Smallville TV show was in production. This is the series. I don't remember how many issues they had. It ran about a year or so of Smallville, season 11. That was, which all took place after the end of the Smallville TV series. This is, and of course the TV versions. Even has, of course, the TV version of Green Arrow there, and all the supporting characters. And nice artwork. That's the version of Lex Luthor and Clark Kent together and stuff. So that is what I've got for you this time, for a little look at some Superman stuff. Just some general Superman stuff from decades, from DC Comics. And I do want to thank you for joining me. And please like, share, and subscribe. And do leave a comment. What do you think of these books? Any of these that you would like to see a more in-depth look at? Have you read these books? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.